This particular problem is going to use a Java applet, and you will need to have viewed my video on how to enable Java so that you can use these applets. Now, we're going to read the problem. Use the voting methods applet to help answer the question below. The Timbuktu University snow ski team is planning to host an invitational race event. They must conduct a vote to determine the event date. The dates they have to choose from are A. December 8th, B. December 15th, C. January 5th, and D. January 12th. The 11 team members turn in the following ballots showing their preferences. Construct a preference table for these ballots. Click here to use the applet, and then we're going to solve the problem by using the plurality method, and we're going to use this drop-down menu. Would be selected as a preferred date of the invitational race event. Now, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and copy these votes. The reason that I want to do that is so that I can do a little bit of manipulation with them. I can also make the table a little larger so it'll be easier to read. And these are the different votes that we have. Now, when I look at this particular setup, I notice a couple of things. First off, I'm going to notice that there are some duplicated columns. For example, this one right here and this one right here are exactly the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to count that as the same vote but with two voters. So same vote, two voters. And we need to double check and make sure that that does not happen anywhere else. And if it does, we're going to have to make the same assumption. So if we look very carefully at all of these, we'll see that we have a CBDA here and a CBDA here. Once again, two voters, same vote. So we will take that into consideration when we put it into the Java applet. Now, we're going to go ahead and click here over to use the applet, and this is what pops up. And we're going to have the comparison of voting systems, and as long as your Java applet is enabled, you should be good to go. Okay, so let's left click create preference schedule right here, and you'll notice that this particular table does not match the exact size here. Now remember that we started out with the fact that there are 11 people on the ski team. So there will be 11 votes or voters. But two of them are doubled, so we're not going to need 11. So we're going to subtract 2 from 11 and we'll get 9 voters to put into the table. So 9 voters or columns in the table. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So we'll go ahead and down here on this Java applet window that came up, we're going to take this right here and increase it to 4. So that we're going to have 4 candidates, A, B, C, and D. Now obviously that doesn't look like an A, and we're just going to assume that's A, B, C, and D as far as how we're voting, simply because there's 4 choices. We're not going to change these to A, B, C, or D. We also are going to go here to number of columns, and we are going to go ahead and type in 9, and we'll hit the enter key, and you'll notice that we now have 9 columns. Now what we're going to do is we're going to type in the number of votes that are going to occur here. For example, when I look at this particular setup, remember that this right here and this right here are going to be 2 voters. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in right here. I'll type in a 2, and I'll hit my tab key, and it'll highlight this next cell. I'm going to do the same thing for this next 2 columns right here. These are going to be 2 voters, so I'll put a 2 in right here. Now notice that the rest of the columns are unique, so I'll type in 1 and use my tab key to tab over and make sure that the headings on all of these are 1s. Now, right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this drop-down menu to put in the votes. And I'm going to start with the two columns in red, and it's going to be C, B, D, A. So we'll go ahead and highlight C, then we'll highlight B, then we'll highlight D, and then we'll highlight A. And now I'm going to do it for the two columns that I've got highlighted with black, and we're going to do that right here, and it's going to be B, C, D, and A. And then for the rest of these, I'm just going to go over here, and I'm going to insert the values for each one of these. So I'm going to start here. This is going to be CABD. So we just do CABD, CABD. And I do that for each one of them. You'll note that the next one over here is a C. Well, and I've just noticed that I actually have three voters, or three sets of voters that have voted the same way. I've got CABD. So what I need to do now is fix my mistake. I'm going to come up here and I will click on this, and I will use the backspace key, and I will type in 2, and I'm good. Now I'm only going to need 8 columns, so I'll come back down here and I will reduce to 8. And now I'm going to put in the rest of my columns. So now I have DCAB, which will be the next one, D, C, A, and B. And then we'll do BCAD, B, and then we're going to go with BACD, and then BCDA, and then we will have DCBA, I'm just going to make sure that I've typed these in correctly, and then we're going to go ahead and left click the plurality tab right here. You'll notice that another Java window pops up, but don't worry about it. So the next thing we're going to do is come down here and we're going to left click this drop down bar, and we'll left click A, and a new pop-up window shows up. And this is going to show me first place votes for each one of the dates. We'll do it for B, we'll do it for C, and we'll do it for D, and then the window automatically sorts it for me. And we'll see that B has 5 first place votes, C has 4 first place votes, D has 2 first place votes, and A has 0 first place votes. So now that's what we're going to use. B is going to be my choice. So we go back over here, remembering that B is December 15th. So we'll left click this, we'll left click December 15th, and we'll check our answer, and we have finished the problem.